Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to get us involved in a war in Iran that could very well lead to the use of American nuclear weapons against targets that cannot be destroyed with anything other than American nuclear weapons.
No one could possibly think that the world isn't safer today. This is not the start of a war, let alone a world war.
I love my country and I'm willing to die for my country. I'm often very critical of the policies of the various governments that run my country. I am ashamed of the current administration, but I reluctantly voted for Donald Trump in November because of the options available. I was an ardent supporter of him. For the first 100 days, giving him a chance to fulfill the various promises he had made to the American people, foremost of which is that he was a president of peace. I was taken by this man, Donald Trump's repeated assertions that he was a president of peace, that he wanted to get us out of the endless cycle of war, that he would seek an end to the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. It's turned out that none of this is true. He hasn't been able to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia because he doesn't know anything about Russia, and it doesn't seem that he wants to know anything about Russia. The inconsistencies of this man, that's the topic for psychologists and others to discuss. Even more disturbing is this is a man who said he wanted to end the cycle of endless wars in the Middle East, wars that he rightfully said cost us trillions of dollars, cost us thousands of lives, and got us nothing. This is a man who said he was looking to make peace with Iran, get a better deal through negotiations. And yet here we are with Israel having launched a Pearl Harbor type sneak attack against Iran, condoning it and facilitating it. And it appears that this president was in on the game. Mr. Shamkhani, one of the closest advisors to the supreme leader and one of the negotiators in this process, had said days before this surprise attack that Iran was ready to sign a document, an agreement, a treaty that they would not seek nuclear weapons. They were ready to do this. They were ready to allow inspections inclusive of American inspector participation, unprecedented. Shamkhani was killed in this attack, along with all the other negotiators. Trump killed the damn Iranian negotiating team. Now, who the hell is going to trust Donald Trump anymore? I don't. He did it to the American people. This man is a disgrace, a walking disgrace. He doesn't deserve the respect of the American people. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to get us involved in a war in Iran that could very well lead to the use of American nuclear weapons against targets that cannot be destroyed with anything other than American nuclear weapons. Russia has made it clear that they will not be the first nation ever to use tactical nuclear weapons. That's not in their game. They're not going to do it. But once tactical nuclear weapons are used, especially by the United States, all bets are off. This is how stupid this man is. This is how stupid his advisors are. There are smart people out there who know Russia, who understand nonproliferation, who understand the reality of nuclear weapons, and he's not talking to any of them. Donald Trump is not just a disappointment, he's a disgrace as an American leader, and as a human being. He's a straight up liar who can never again be trusted and never should again be given the benefit of the doubt. I fundamentally think that Donald Trump is a coward, morally weak man. He gets led around and influenced by people. He doesn't stand for anything. He doesn't have a core of steel. He's not, the great leader that everybody makes him out to be. He's a fundamentally weak man who may in his heart of hearts believe that he wants peace, but is unable to deliver because he can't stand up to people when they stand up to him. There's a possibility that some of the things he said he believed at the time he said it. He sucks because he can't close the deal of peace, and therefore he gets manipulated in the cause of war. And that's what's happening here. He is being led down a path to the destruction of the United States of America because he's not strong enough to stand up and defend the very principles he'd articulated when he ran for president. Principles premised on peace, avoiding conflict, seeking out normalization of relations. These are difficult paths. Real men could do it. Real women could do it. He's not a real man. He's a coward. He's an intellectual, moral coward who can't close the deal. And this is where we're at. Donald Trump is a war criminal par excellence. He helped facilitate a Pearl Harbor type event. And for any American on December 7th who lowers their head and remembers that horrible day, a day of infamy when we were attacked in a treacherous manner by Imperial Japan, we have just become that which we condemn. We suck. We suck collectively. Where's the demonstrations in the street? What about the people who actually stand up for peace? Where is the anti-war movement? I'm ashamed to be an American today, not because I don't love my country. I do. I'm ashamed ashamed to be an American because the government that we have elected to represent us is behaving in such a grossly reprehensible manner, doesn't stand for anything that we claim to stand for as a people. This president needs to stand down. Hegseth needs to be honest with the president. We can't do this, Mr. President. We don't have the capacity to do this. If this continues, Israel's going to be strategically defeated, and we will be defeated along with them. Mr. President, we need to end this war now. And the way we do it is recognize that Iran has earned the right to make certain demands, not to have a nuclear weapon, but to make demands about Israel, put their nuclear weapons program on the table. This is the direction we need to be going.
I see that Donald Trump has announced that the United States has performed a surgical attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. It's no surprise. I mean, I suppose the timing might be a surprise. Trump has called for the removal of Iranian nukes for more than a decade, even before he ran for office. His explanation for this is as simple as it is obvious. Iran is run by a death cult. The Ayatollahs, they long for an apocalypse. Letting them have nukes would be tantamount to letting a terrorist group have nukes. Trump's vision of America first does not mean pacifism or appeasement. It means America isn't into nation building or into foreign entanglements. A surgical strike is the opposite of an entanglement. It's like when Trump lobbed a few cruise missiles at Syria in his first term, or when he cleaned out ISIS in a few weeks. Short and sharp. Trump also didn't risk Americans. He let Israel's Air Force clean up Iranian air defenses for a week. Netanyahu didn't ask for U.S. intervention. The opposite, actually. Since the terrorist attack against Israel on October 7th, 2023, Netanyahu has wanted America to stop telling Israel to fight with one hand tied behind its back like Biden did. People forget how anti-American Iran has been under the mullahs. Death to America is their slogan. They kidnapped American diplomats in the 70s. They murdered 200 U.S. Marines in Lebanon. They were a large menace in Iraq, still are to this day. They harbored the Taliban after 9/11. They tried to assassinate Trump personally. They are America's enemy as much as Israel's enemy. Now, Israel wiped out Hezbollah and the bulk of Iran's military and terrorist regime, with the U.S. doing the one special mission that Israel does not have the technology to do. No one could possibly think that the world isn't safer today. This is not the start of a war, let alone a world war. Russia has made it clear it's going to stay out of this. If anything, this clears the way for the next round of Abraham Accords, the peace treaties between Israel and other Muslim countries. Watch the price of oil in the days ahead. I predict it will not go up. Things are more stable in the Middle East now, not less so. In terms of regime change, most of the world, except for Qatar-paid influencers, want the Ayatollahs to go. The Iranian people are largely liberal and secular and educated and somewhat wealthy. It's not like Afghanistan or Somalia. Iran could move forward under a normal government, but even if it doesn't, a defanged Ayatollah is not much of a risk to anyone. Their main risk in the weeks ahead, I think, is an Islamist terrorist cell in the West. The world is more peaceful today than it was before, and America's reputation is markedly stronger than it was 6 months ago under Biden. Whether you're Russia, China, North Korea, or Yemen, it's pretty obvious now that when Trump tells you you have 60 days to negotiate a peace deal, he means it. America's back. No more Obama pallets of cash for your enemies. The world is less dangerous. America's enemies are weaker. Its friends are stronger. Not a drop of American blood has been spilled. I think that's what America first looks like.